Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 6 of MEENet 2021. We had finished part 1 and part 2 of MEENet already. Time flies so fast. And today we start the first day of part 3, Redesign ASEAN. Are you all ready to answer the questions if it is the time to redesign ASEAN, how to redesign it, and by whom? Let's find more answers together. To welcome the first day of part 3, Redesign ASEAN, there will be one workshop, 2 panel discussions, and a documentary film. In the morning, we will start with the workshop on governance, equity, and sustainability of Thai power sectors from problems to solution. Returning from a lunch break, we will start the afternoon session with a panel discussions, strategic lawsuit, public participation, or SLAP, on environmental journalists in Southeast Asia. And followed by a panel discussions working with the law experience of Southeast Asia lawyer in promoting and protecting human rights and environment. We will end up a day with a documentary series on Mekong-ASEAN EPPO season produced by Thai PBS in 2017. And along with the film, there's also the discussion with the producer of the film too. To start our day, we will have a workshop on governance, equity, and sustainability of Thai power sectors from problem to solution. This workshop is co-organized by Mekong Energy and Ecology Network, or called MEENet, and Lao Dams Investment Monitor, LDIM. This workshop is organized in Thai language, but you all can listen to the English one in MEENet English channels. To participate in the workshop, everyone is welcome to the Zoom room, and Zoom link is given in the caption on our Facebook page. If you don't want to miss the interesting workshop, please join us right now. This workshop is hosted by Witoon Permpongsacharoen, Director of MEENet. May I invite Witoon on the screen, please?
Thank you very much, Kenel. สวัสดีครับผู้เข้าร่วมและรับชมรายการของแนวท่านนะครับ
Dear participants, it is my pleasure to welcome you.
We apologize that we run this program in Thai, but actually all who want to participate or raise the question in English, we're happy to respond to you in English too. Okay, thank you. I would like to start our program to take the morning session. โอเคผมขอเริ่มต้นโดยการที่จะแนะนำผมจะไม่เริ่มต้นจากการแนะนำวิทยากรแต่ละท่านนะฮะ
So today I'm not going to introduce the resource person, but these are the background. Our original intention is to introduce the issue of the governance of the Thai power sectors for our participants, and of course, like our participants will probably have different perspectives by linking resources person who have been working on the Thai power sectors.
จุดซึ่งพวกเราเองซึ่งทำงานเกี่ยวข้องกับด้านไฟฟ้าด้านภาคเศรษฐกิจ energy sector โดยตรงเห็นว่ามันเป็นประเด็นสำคัญ
And we can see and identify key issue in the power sectors, and
ในประเทศ
I believe that in Thailand
เรื่องของประเทศไทยปัญหาที่เป็นหัวใจเป็นขอบสุดมีปัญหาที่เราหยุดยก
there are some core issue that need to be addressed,
แล้วก็ขอ
and
ถึงว่าทำไมเราเลือกประเด็นของไทยแทนที่จะเป็นเรื่องของอาเซียน
I also want to tell you why we decided to pick the Thai power sector rather than the Mekong power sectors or ASEAN power sectors, because the power sector is interconnected, especially in the mainland Southeast Asia. There is a connectivity between the energy sector, trade,
มันก็มีแนวโน้มที่จะมีการสร้างเป็นอาเซียนกลุ่มด้วยแต่อย่างไรก็ตามเนี่ย
as well as the ASEAN power sector grid.
มันมีลักษณะ
It's a part of the trade, power trade and energy sector trade. In the regions, we have enhanced single buyers in the country, especially the government.
ก็เลยคิดว่าถึงแม้ว่าเราจะหยิบยกประเทศไทย
And
ประเด็น
I think that's why in this session we discuss the Thai power sectors, but
กับประเทศต่างๆในอาเซียนได้
I think
แล้วก็
the similar situation can be the lesson for every country in ASEAN, especially in the Mekong region. We select the Thailand case because it's not purely engineering or technical, but the power sectors in Thailand is also political. It is also relevant to the Thai power energy policy. In this discussion, I want to identify issues which can be also common to your country as well. And how can we actually like share and learn from the Thailand's lesson? I'm not going to introduce the resource person, but I will start with an introduction when we talk about the electricity generation and power business. This is the Mekong at night, when you actually like see the region from the space, how many percentage of the people can access to the electricity. It actually, this map of cities at night can reflect many things. It reflects the access to electricity. It in Myanmar it's only 25%, but actually like more than 30 on more than 25% of people in Myanmar actually like have the small micro hydropower or even the other form of solar cell or battery energy. So it is the power system is not only about lighting, and it is not always the official system, because at the community level, at the local level, people have different access, a different system to the energies and power system. Many people also related the consumption of electricity to economic growth. When we talk about electricities and electrification, it needs to be linked to the economic growth. However, I would like to show this graph just reflecting the energy US residential electricity use. You can see the flattening of the curve, the blue lines and the light blue and the dark blue one. And residential electricity consumption in New York and California, whereas on the earth tone maximum electricity use per person per capita are Alabama, Louisiana, and North Dakota. However, annual residential electricity retail sale per capita is lower in smaller states during the past 40 years. The largest state with a top 5 population do not surge significantly. However, smaller states may have higher residential electricity consumption per capita. So when we think about the electricity generation, please don't be lured by economic growth and higher electricity consumption. We think about the electricity future in terms of the large electricity generation plant, for example, nuclear power, hydropower dams, as well as the other like coal-fired power plant. The availability of energies is different, and I think it's played an important role in creating the negative impact on the climate change. The electricity consumption is the large-scale electricity generation projects is said to contribute the enough amount of power at all time using different power generation at the affordable price. We always say that the available affordable power should be accessible for all. It is going to be one of the issues. It is going to be one of an important issue for the electricity generation and consumption discourse. And people who are working on the power sector, like the creator of the main narrative, think that there should be 100% access of the electricities. It should facilitate national securities as well as the power security for the state, as well as creating power plant everywhere in the regions. The problem is when we have these power plants and macro power generating plants hydroelectric dams as well as power plants affect the communities. That's why the civil society organization involved in the electricity generation. And it have negative effect on the environment. It is common for civil society organizations who work on environmental issues to work on the electricity generation. On a project-based basis, we have been working on this issue for a long time, and we have observed and questioned the trade-off between development and negative impact on the people. I think this is the issue for the Mekong, because in the Mekong countries, there are a lot of trade-off for the people. Usually NGO investigate the environmental impact, but we cannot stop the negative impact or more electricity generation project. In realities, when we talk about the electricity need, who need the energy, who need the electricity, is it the big cities or for investor or for like mega urban cities like in Bangkok? This question the doctrine of electricity generation and also question the overall problem, which is not actually like not an engineering problems. I think it is commonly recognized that the electricity generation sector contribute to the global warming, and there is a need to reduce the greenhouse gases. And if you want to slow down or even stop the global warming, you need to address the energy sector. Efficiency need to be will be the key. How to use energy efficiently, not just to like produce more energy for to meet the need of the energy high energy consumption sector. In order to slow down the global warming, we need to change the energy consumption model, not only for the manufacturing sectors, but the overall system. However, when you see this kind of like option, when you see this scenarios, what is next? How can we address the problems? Because this is not about the technicalities, not about purely environmental. Energy consumption and energy project have other political aspects and political policy as well as the private sector. So we try to shift from the issue that we have been familiarized, for example, the Lao Dam, the Mekong rivers, as well as the project base. Activities to the electricity system. If we stop building dam here, then the project can be relocated to elsewhere or from this country to the other country, because the people who plan, who make the energy plan, do not think about the efficiency planning, the good governance in the power and electricity generation. So in this session, we will investigate the matter we also need to address from increasing the electricity generating power to the overall issues and investigate all of the dimension. So let's talk about the jargons here. When we talk about electricity system, you need like fuel supply, coal, gas, waters, which can fuel the system. The second part is the generation transmission. When you have the generation, then you can have the generation transmission, which can be the gas power plant, coal-fired power plant, and hydro, or even hydroelectric dam. And then it will be transmitted to the electricity transmission wire, which is the part of, could be the part of the national grid or the grid system nationally, or the ASEAN power grid. Under this transmission line, it can be the single control system, single operation system. The management and administration of the power generation and transmission is oftentimes in our region centralized, and then the electricity will be distributed by converting from high voltage to like lower voltage, for example, to power plant, to factories, and also to other retail retail users. In Thailand, there are different players. The system have from like different market structure state. For example, vertically integrated from generation, transmission, distribution to customer. However, the vertically integrated system can be made more horizontal. For example, there could be different generators. There could be more players who generate the electricities, and then from like the single agents to wholesale purchasing, or even to the transmission network wholesale market. This reflects that we don't have the enhanced single buyer, which is commonly used in the region, for example in Thailand. So in Thailand, the EGAT, Electricity Generating Authority of Thailand, are the generators, and they also control the power transmission. I think this is one of the main problems in terms of like the generator transmitters, and we also have independent power producer, or even like small scale power producer can sell their electricity to EGAT. However, EGAT is also the generators, even large scale generators. So of course this is not level playing field, and EGAT also have and own the transmission system. They also have their subsidiaries as the distributors. And on the other side, there are regulators. And of course, EGAT also purchased electricity from neighboring countries in order to resell to other end user. However, we have like SPP, small scale power producer, who don't sell their product to like end user, for example, distributed generator players, as well as IPS, independent power system. This independent power system refer to the people who can manufacture the electricity and use the electricity by themselves. And these are the electricity system in Thailand, as well as alternative and options available. And next, I would like to ask our resource person to talk about the problematic issues in the Thai power sectors, because the politics or the policy makers can contribute to the administration, manufacturing, planning and investment in the power sectors. Our first resource person would be Kun Santi Chokchaichamnankit from Energy Watch Thailand. He has a degree on engineering. He has been monitoring the power sectors from like post the year kind of like in the late 90s and early 2000, and he can also discuss how the policy maker can contribute or play the role in shaping the Thai power sectors.